Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel. And today we are Tuesday, June 4th, 2019. And we got a little bit more information about the Windows 10 May 2019 update. Also answering a couple of new questions. So the first is a news item that we've learned. When the May 2019 update was about to be released, Microsoft had released some guidelines of minimum requirements of disk space in order to have this version installed, and it mentioned that 32 gigabytes would be the minimum requirement. Well, it turns out that this applies only to new devices, new computers. Apparently, if you have an older computer that has 16 gigabyte of space, you're still able to install this Windows 10 May 2019 update. So if you do have one of those older computers or tablets that has very low disk space, at 16 gigabytes it will install actually. Of course, as long as you've got enough space for the upgrade process, or of course you can do a clean install. Now that said, 16 gigabytes is very small disk space, and honestly, you won't have a nice experience with this. This will not be something you wish you would have. So, I don't really recommend that such a low disk space device have Windows 10 on it, because you'll run out of space easily. If you install new software and every updates and everything that you do, you will run out of space. There's one I've got one of the old tablet here that's 16 gigabytes, and I installed Windows 10 on it. It did work, but honestly, it was not a great experience. And after a couple of months of use, it was always telling me low disk space. This is typically what's going to happen if you do this. So I don't really recommend below 32 gigabytes, even if the install works and everything's okay. A question about some people saying that there's a problem with their AMD chipsets. One of the known issues of the May 2019 update is that there are a lot of newer CPUs, not just from AMD, not just the AMD Ryzen CPUs, but some newer Intel CPUs also, that are still not supported in Windows 10 May 2019 update. So typically, if you're one of those using this, you're not getting the update. It's not showing up. So there's really, don't worry about it, because like I said, it's not showing up. And since it's not showing up, well, you're of course not getting it. And if you force it, it's actually going to tell you that there's something that's not right and you can't upgrade. So yes, there are quite a few newer CPUs that are not yet supported, but this will be added. Microsoft did say that in the next few weeks, the newer CPUs will be updated, and of course that means it will bring a cumulative update that will of course add compatibility to these newer CPUs. Concerning some people saying that they see a lot of posts of problems with the May 2019 update. I look at a few blogs personally, where I look at what people are complaining about. And I still stand on my own, what I actually see in the real world experience, is that for the big majority of all of you that have upgraded, there is no real problems in the May 2019 update. For most of you, the experience is going well. Like I said, there's never a 100% experience with Windows 10 and with Windows in general. Every version of Windows was like that. There's exceptions to the rule. Sometimes, often even, it has to do with hardware or drivers that aren't available, or some software that you've got installed. It can happen that you have a problem. That is absolutely the case. And of course, what we got to be careful with this is that when you look at the amount of people complaining, you got to remember that 850 million computers out there are running this thing. If there's a problem, well, of course, there's a lot more people that you see complaining, because even if, half a percent are having a problem, which is a small number, it makes for millions of people. And that is the problem with, viewing blogs and seeing how people say that there are problems or not. Another question, once again, about gaming experience. A lot of people, it's a mixed bag. From what I see on the gaming experience side, is I do see a lot of people saying, "Hey, you know what? My frame rate's increased. It seems that things are better." And there's a few people that say the frame rate is worse. So it's kind of interesting. And I would rather think that rather than being Windows, the problem here is your graphics drivers. Make sure that you update the latest graphics drivers. NVIDIA, Intel, and AMD Radeon chipsets all have updated drivers for the May 2019 update. Make sure you're running those to have and maximize your chances of everything going right. A couple of people asking me about the anti-cheat software, saying, well, you know what, I kind of seem to have a problem with anti-cheat. The problem isn't in Windows. The problem is with the software manufacturer, the game manufacturer. So the game developer needs to actually update the anti-cheat software. That's where it goes. So don't wait for Windows to have an update on this. It's not on Windows side of things. You got to go to your developer or the company that makes that game that you have and update it. The biggest problem with that is that a lot of people are running pirated games. And of course, they can be updated because once they get updated, well, they know that the game is pirated and doesn't work anymore. So, it's kind of funny because a lot of people that complain are people that pirate games. Look, you're pirating a game. Live with the consequence. That's it. But yes, the manufacturer is the one responsible for the anti-cheat software compatibility issue in Windows 10. So these are some of the newest questions and answers with the Windows 10 May 2019 update. And as usual, like I say, just wait for it. Don't force it. It should be okay. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.